For staying with us. Now, let's go straight on to speak about some tech with my very good friend BB Techie. Wow, Mr. Benjamin Quaye, as I guess for the tech talk, and since we are in the Heritage Month, we want to go into home tech. All right, when we say home tech, especially technology in the kitchen. Okay, I nearly said it. I know. Technology in the kitchen, not the chicken. But you use tech as well, to grill chicken in the
Yeah,
kitchen. No, so.
yeah, so
Charlie, you're welcome.
thank you, Reginald, for having me once again.
Very well. So last week was a great conversation.
Yeah,
I got a lot of calls from people. They were like, oh, they wanted to send in their 3310s and all that that
oh,
they
okay,
wanted to, exhibit. So what we're going to do is that whilst we have the conversation, our viewers who have any very old, you know, kitchenware can send them to us. Let's see what your old kitchenware
yeah,
looks
looks
like.
like.
I would want to send a picture of the latte. Do you know latte?
No, I don't know that.
Oh, the thing that you mold the clay, one, two, three, then you put the firewood inside. I mean, we've moved from all of those things.
Yeah,
Interesting times we are in, aren't we?
yeah.
Well, take us through. I mean, how far have we come when it comes to the kitchen and the gadgets that we use in the kitchen?
Okay, I think so far so good.
Mm,
We have come a very long way.
mm,
Looking at those days, the things we were using before.
mm,
If maybe let's say you close from work around 9 o'clock,
mm-hmm,
and then you get home, you want to make some tea for the night. You know, in the olden days, you have to go and knock Auntie Manse's door
mm-hmm,
just to buy firewood to go and set up your fire.
mm-hmm,
And it was, it kind of, it was a problem
mm,
because looking at how tired you would be
mm,
then, and then you have to go. If you have a coal pot, then that one is a plus for you
mm.
because those that having a coal pot is kind of,
A bit more convenient. It was the
good.
high tech
It was the high
of the
tech
time.
of the other one.
Right.
Okay, so it was cool. But if you don't have it, not all people had coal pots
Mm,
then
mm,
because charcoal wasn't, easy to get.
mm,
But later on, coming, as the year passes, as
mm,
New Year's comes
mm,
on, we realize new things.
mm.
So now we had the stove,
The kerosene stove.
stove, and
That
then
one was phenomenal. I mean, you had to learn the arrangement of all the mesh. You put the first small
wow,
one on it, then you light the wick, then you put the second one
someone
on
on
it
it.
before. Oh, and the highest tech, the dopest part of it was that, the stands. You have a way you can draw them and then they'll fall on it, or
Yeah.
you can open them and
Yes.
then the.
Even some couples still have it.
Oh, I
Some,
see.
yeah,
I
some couples
see.
have
I
it.
see.
Yeah.
Interesting times.
Yeah.
It was economical, all the same.
Yeah.
But if anybody said that we're going to move from,
Those things.
the firewood
Wood.
to the charcoal to the kerosene stove, we may not have so much believed if we were living with them
The,
then. And then we moved from that to, the gas.
the gas.
Initially, people had their own myth about it.
Yeah.
And then where did we go?
And so from the kerosene
Mm,
stove, now we had the gas stove,
mm,
we have the electric stove,
mm.
and now we have some kind of converters too as
Yeah, the
well.
convection stove. Mm,
So we have come a long way.
mm,
And then, those days, even looking at the things we use at the kitchen, not even the kitchen per se, but in our homes,
mm,
let's broaden it. So let's say our homes.
mm.
When you, in the night, it becomes very difficult for kids to study
Mm.
because if you don't have kerosene,
Mhm.
then it becomes a problem.
Right.
And kerosene too, just like petrol and diesel are going right now because every day you can see some kind of increment.
Even today, there has
There's
been an
increment.
increment from yesterday's price.
But as petrol and diesel can be found anytime,
Mm.
kerosene wasn't like that. Kerosene, sometimes there's shortage of kerosene, so you wouldn't get kerosene. Sometimes me myself, I've gone to the station most of the time to buy them, but
You use
know,
bobo in your house.
I mean,
Yeah,
those days we
yeah,
already
yeah,
use them.
yeah.
Yeah, you go there and they tell you that we are insured, we don't have it, so you have to go back. And let's say if you're a student, then what do? It means that if your only hope is the moon. So if the moon, it's the
There are
moon
days
comes
it
in
shines
seasons,
brighter. Yeah.
and there are days that you don't
It
see
doesn't
anything at
come.
all.
So.
So when it shines,
Mm.
then you are safe.
Mm.
But if you don't, then it becomes a problem.
Great.
But looking at these days, we have moved away from the bobo
Mm.
and the rest. After the bobo, we have the other that has
The lantern.
the lantern
The
that
one
has
with
a
the glass.
glass.
That one you needed to be skillful about it because you would have to lift the head, draw the glass out, and my favorite part was cleaning the glass.
Yes.
Clean, when
You have to
the
be careful.
all the carbons are out of it, and you realize how neat it has been. You
It,
feel like you've
yeah,
done a good
good
job. It
job.
was satisfactory.
Yeah, yeah. It is.
Interesting
It
times.
is. Me myself, those kind of things.
Mm.
We like it, like guys.
Yeah.
When it's there, we always want to
Want to
clean it.
play with
But
it.
as you are cleaning it, you have to be careful
Of course,
because
because the
once
glass was delicate.
once,
Exactly.
once it slips from your hand and falls down, it
Mm.
breaks, and
And
then
in my time, my grandma never allowed me to fix the glass back on the lantern
mhm.
because that the top part, the one that you pull like
Mm,
this, it has such strong force that if you drop it on the glass, it was going to break
break.
it. So, like a skill, yeah, the skill, Ankasa.
Yeah,
If you don't have the skill, you
you
wouldn't
can
be
you can
permitted to
yeah.
do
So those
all of
days, I
those
think we
things.
were smart. We were
Mm,
very smart. Look,
exactly.
using those kind of things, and the glass too wasn't that thick.
Yes, it was very delicate.
Yeah, it was
Mm,
light. So at the slip of your hand,
mm,
it's
mm,
just going to
mm,
break. So we were using that, and along the line, we realized that electricity came.
mm,
Electricity was there,
mm.
but it wasn't as easy as it is today.
Exactly.
So if before you get electricity, then it means that your father has something.
Mm.
Your father is rich,
Mm.
or
Well,
you.
then electricity was gradually being, expanded,
Yeah.
and I think that the production of transformers and on a larger scale and all that enabled electricity
Yeah.
to be sent across. Because I grew up in an area like Tabora,
Mm.
which is not too far from the major city, but then there was no lights over there, so you had to take my uncles actually to man the electric poles to draw electricity
To the
into the
home.
area. So that was when I learned much about the bobo and the
Other stuff.
lantern. So
Okay.
it took time before electricity I
Electricity
think was
got to
actually
some places,
expanded.
and I'm sure even today, there
Mm.
are some villages that don't have electricity.
Exactly.
So
It's, it's,
yeah.
it's, it's, it's unfortunate. But I think that there was a point, this thing called a halogen bulb came into the system where, it was something they placed on the gas
Mhm.
cylinders and it produced light. It was
Mm.
very popular. It became very popular at the time, and then all of a sudden
Then
it was
it seems
gone.
I haven't
You
seen
you,
that
you,
before.
you didn't get well. You had lights earlier, so I mean you didn't see those things. And for me, when I was like that
Mhm.
far away there, yeah, we used to have those things as well. But you were highlighting that electricity was there, of
Yeah,
course. It
yeah,
was now being
yeah,
expanded.
yeah.
So from lantern, I remember we moved from lantern to the torchlight,
The torchlight, yeah, the
batteries.
batteries,
There was this silver body
but
lantern, I mean
the batteries.
torchlight
Okay,
that you
okay,
put
okay, okay.
tiger head in there, and
Then
then you screw the back, and
those the
even the
tiger. I
torchlight
think
itself was tiger head.
tiger head. The torchlight wasn't tiger head,
The
but the
base at the
battery.
base was a tiger. There was a head of a tiger, so I called it
Uh,
tiger head torchlight.
it was the battery that I know
A
because
tiger head, very popular.
yeah,
Mm.
the battery has tiger on the
Yeah, yeah,
battery, the head of the tiger. So
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
reason why we were
No,
calling
it
it
was actually labeled
on the.
tiger head. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. So yeah, we were using that,
Mm.
and then it was popular
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
it became popular when even at the villages
Mm.
because they did not enjoy light then. Most of them didn't have light then. So this torchlight, the flashlight was one of the best thing that they were
Mm.
using. We're looking at those who go to the those hunters.
Mm.
You have to have those kind of
Mm.
flashlight to be
Headlights,
able
yeah.
to go and hunt whatever you're going to hunt. And also after then we realized that the expansion of the city got to some homes,
Mm.
and then people were also coming out with incredible stuff, innovation, just like the solar panels.
Mm.
So even if you're in the village,
Mm.
you can have access to
Mm.
electricity now
Mm.
because the solar panels, now you don't have to mount poles or
Mm.
and
Mm.
buy
Mm.
expensive
Mm.
wires. All you need is a solar panel to be able to fix on your
They say
roof
it's
or somewhere.
expensive, so people are not patronizing it
It
here in
is
Ghana. Is
expensive.
it, as a tech person,
Yeah.
you understand these things? Is it worth it to install solar panels in your home, especially when you're using ACs, you're using these Samsung double door fridges and all that? Is it necessary to use solar? Does it help?
Well, I think it helps,
Okay.
but it depends on you.
Mm.
It depends on the person. I think whatever you use in your homes
Mm.
or whatever you do, you have to go for the amount of
Of kilowatts that
yeah
you
that you need.
consume. Right.
You think that is going to help your home
Right.
or maybe your company.
Okay.
If you know you have about five, maybe you live in a 5 or 3
Bedroom house.
bedroom house, and then you want to use about maybe 100 kilowatts
Mm.
or whatever thing that you are using in the house, it becomes a problem because whatever you use in your home cannot hold, or let's say the solar panel cannot hold what you use in your homes.
Okay.
So just manage. Most of the time, we don't really know the number of current that we use in our homes.
Exactly.
So we tend up buying things
Mm.
that are not up to the standard.
Mm.
But I think that before, these are some of the things that these white people beat us with.
Mm.
Because before you try to buy something, even before they buy phone or anything, they want to look at the voltage so that they go and buy, the perfect charger for them.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment
Oh,
we
we
get
go
it,
there, me per phone charger.
we go and buy
Yeah,
them.
me per solar panel. And then
It
they
might
install
be that
everything for you.
maybe it might be that your voltage is maybe 2 or 3
Mm.
volts or anything
Mm.
like that,
Mm.
but you go and buy a charger which has about 5 or 6 volts
Mm.
or 10 volts.
Mm.
So by the time you realize your charging port is port, and
Mm.
you say, I mean, to say I'm idea with
Mm.
you, but it's because of that. And so when you come to our homes, we know you have fridge, you have televisions, you know that the number of voltage, the amount of kilowatt your solar panel is going to produce is not going to serve
Sustain you.
the purpose
Mm.
because it's not up to the
Mm.
standard.
Mm.
So I think that the reason why people have problem with it is that they don't calculate the thing they have in their homes
Mm.
before buying the solar panels.
Okay. Now we've touched on kitchen. Well, we've touched on lighting.
Yeah.
Basically, we are centering around the home, and I mean we have very mega time
Yeah.
left. What prospects are available, for homes? Because now we understand that you get into your home and then you speak to a device. Hey Alexa,
Yeah.
I'm home. And then Alexa begins powering every device in your home,
Yeah.
from socket to light to your TV to your AC. These devices know how you even want your water.
Yeah.
Is it safe? And I mean, should we jump on this?
Well, I think technology,
Mhm.
you know, is positive and negative.
Okay.
Even the things we were using those days,
Mm.
they had positive
Mm.
and negative.
Okay.
When we were sleeping with candles and this bubble, sometimes there are a lot of people who house got burnt
Mm.
because of that.
Mm.
And I think that electricity also had that kind of negativity.
Mm.
So in anything, there is positive aspect of it and there's the negative aspect of it. It depends on you, the person. You have to make sure that you are warned.
Mm.
You know that this is what I'm using in my home. So you have to, because everything that they do, they
Mm.
have the cautions,
Mm.
they have the advantage and
Mm.
disadvantage.
Mm.
So you have to make sure that you take care of those kind of things.
Mm.
It is worth it because having this kind of, now we have smart home as we are saying it.
Exactly.
So once you get home,
Mm.
electric open your door,
Mm.
and then when you enter the room, when maybe
Mm.
you want to listen to some song,
Mm.
maybe you are tired, or
Mm.
let's say you are sick,
Mm.
and then you want to listen to a music,
Mm.
you can't get out from your bed.
Mm.
So if you have this kind of thing installed,
Mm.
let's say Siri or Alexa or anything that you are using, then you say, hey Alexa, I want to listen to maybe this cruise. It is, I think, to me it is cool, it is
Mm.
helpful,
Mm.
because since you are sick and you can't be walking, and then you have something that can assist you, it is good. It
Okay,
is good
so
for
we,
me.
we call them home assistants, and we are moving from the manual ways of doing things. Sometimes, you wake up and you have to open your curtains, and maybe you have to be in the bathroom at the same time. It's a whole lot.
Yeah.
So now technology is coming to make life easier for us. Gone were the days we had to, do some of these things. And we had even manual, very hard wooden manual windows. You open the lock and then you push. Thank God for technology and thank God for BB Techie for this wonderful insight. We're grateful for your time this morning. Well, when we meet you next week, we'll bring you some other, dimensions in the world of tech. In the meantime, follow him on YouTube, BB Techie, and get some technology updates. And make sure you follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. It's Adwa TV underscore GH on YouTube. My name is Reginald at the end. This is how we are leaving you um, today on AM Ghana. It's going to be a long and a fun-filled weekend. I pray that you have fun and stay safe whilst you have fun. My producer Isaac Otu has informed that next week we'll be having some African food in the studio.